One of my comments for the week was everyone is so mean, sad face.
That is a very Stephanie note.
That is a very Stephanie note.
And it's probably going to be the episode title now. So.
Welcome to Hot Garbage.
Hello and welcome to Hot Garbage, where we are the only trash talk that matters. I'm your host, Laura, and these are my co-hosts, Tyler and Stephanie, which we now realize we should say it since we don't have motherfucking share time anymore.
Yeah.
We should probably say names.
We're learning with all the changes and stuff like that. So,
in case you're wondering, this voice is Stephanie and the other voice is Tyler, in case you
right.
No, I'm Stephanie now.
And I'm Tyler.
Fight over your identities. Okay. This week I do want to share my Buffy background because I'm doing Buffy backgrounds every week.
I love it.
I'm making this Buffy podcast. I'm making this a Buffy podcast, whether you want it to be or not.
It always has been.
Yes.
I'm still the only one who hasn't seen it, but it's always been a Buffy podcast.
It has. So these are the gentlemen. They are in the season 4, episode 8 or 9. Not sure which one. Episode Hush. And they are these creepy men who come into a town, steal the voices of everybody, and then they steal 7 hearts. And you can't scream or ask for help or anything because nobody can hear you.
Huh.
And there's this nursery rhyme that goes with it.
Sounds
hey,
good.
welcome back. I had a technical difficulty, meaning that my whole internet crashed in the middle of this thing. And so, yay, I'm back. I'm going to read the poem. That's how I'm going to deal with that. That's how we're going to deal with that.
Everything's okay.
That's the best way to
Everything's
do it.
fine now. Everything's fine now. So this is the nursery rhyme. Okay, ready?
Mhm.
Oh, there's a listen. Ooh. I don't know if I can play it. Anyway, okay. Here we go. Now I'm tone deaf, so you might have to, bear with
Auto-tune it.
me. Anyway. Yeah. Okay. Can't even shout. Can't even cry. The gentlemen are coming by. That's not how it goes. That's 100% me being tone deaf. Just so we're all clear. That's not, like, if you ever listen to it, you're going to be like, that's not what it sounds like at all. I know.
Love that.
Looking in windows, knocking on doors. They need to take 7 and they might take yours. Can't call to mom. Can't say a word. You're going to die screaming, but you won't be heard.
How nice.
It's a good
Isn't it
song.
Isn't
I
it?
love it. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So let's give it up for the gentleman. Spoiler ahead for the 28-year-old show. It's 28-year-old birthday today, actually.
Oh,
Wow.
happy birthday, Buffy.
28 years ago today, it premiered. March 10th.
We love
So
to see
in
it.
honor of that, we have the gentlemen who end up getting defeated and their heads explode.
Oh, love it.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. It's season 4 in their season, there's 7 seasons. So obviously, the bad guys lose. So I felt it was okay to say that.
I think it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't think anybody's going to be upset.
Right. At the end of the day, they won because there's still 3 more seasons.
Yeah.
All right. So, as you guys know, we have a new format.
Yep.
A beautiful new format
Mhm.
that Tyler has taken a lot of self-care to deal
Trying.
with.
Yeah.
It's going to send him into a coma, but it's okay because right now we're in the optimism mode. So, Tyler, why don't you go ahead and tell him about it?
Okay, so to make things easier for you, the listeners, viewers, however you're taking in this podcast, I'm going to have timestamps for each subject we talk about and stuff like that, as well as on YouTube, they have this neat little thing called chapters, where if you go down to the bar where how far you're into the video and stuff like that, you can just hover over that. It'll tell you what the topic is, and you can just go right to it. That way you can skip all the stuff you don't care about. If you like the Traitors, you can watch that, skip all the Survivor stuff, or whatever you feel like listening to. I'm trying to make things easier for y'all.
Thank you, Tyler, and thank you, technology, for making chapters and timestamps.
It's incredible.
It
The
is.
timestamps do work on Apple Podcasts. Like you can just click on them, it'll go to it. Does not work on Spotify. I don't know why, but yeah.
We're trying to make it so more of you will listen to us.
Yes.
And if we make it easier, people are more inclined to listen because we're all stupid.
Yes.
And have the attention span of a fucking rodent.
Yep, pretty much.
And that's all of us.
Yeah, that is the entire world.
That is literally all of us. And if you're like, that's not me, you have no self-awareness whatsoever.
Yeah. No one is
reevaluate.
It's everybody.
All right. So getting into our first topic, we need to end the saga of Gene Hackman and his wife. We got an update, and it was sad, to say the least.
I'm not a good detective.
It's not what I expected.
It's not what I expected either. So basically, he has Alzheimer's, which apparently we were supposed to have known last week, but we did not.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. We know now.
Why did that not come out like day one?
I don't know, because I don't know. It honestly makes sense now that we know what happened, why this all happened. So his wife had died a week earlier than him in the bathroom and everything like that. And she was his primary caregiver. So a week later, he had been living by himself and alone, and he died of a cardiac event. And that's what happened. It's very sad. It's very tragic. We were making light of it last week, and now it's like, update. Update. Yeah. We might be schmucks.
I mean, that goes without saying. But 3 children, and nobody checked on the guy.
Like that's the other thing. It's like, man, like you guys had a lot of kids. Like there were some kids. And it's like nobody checked on anybody for weeks.
Yeah, it's
I am
ridiculous.
Constantly checking on my parents. Like my parents don't live here, and I'm constantly checking their location and checking that they're okay. Like at least once a day, just making sure they're okay. And my parents are only in their 50s, like their early 50s. So like they are probably okay. But if I had parents in their like 60s and 90s, like I'm gonna be checking on you constantly. Like I don't know how we went 2 weeks before we found their bodies.
My parents are 65 and I'm 65 and 66, and so I'm and so like I talk to them. Like me and my mom watch General Hop together. If I don't hear from them in a little bit, I start getting a little worried,
Yes.
They're old though, and it's I don't know, it's weird. That part's still weird.
Yeah, the kid part, the kid's not checking on them for 2 weeks. It's weird. Maybe they're not close, but I don't know.
But still, that's sad.
Right?
Because he has Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
And then for people, like, they know that she is his caretaker. I don't know how no one, like, wants to go check. Like, this is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's get away from that and on to something funny. Let's talk about Jax confirming that he did coke, which we all knew, and he acted like was the biggest surprise in the world. Like Jax. That's right, Stephanie. It's back. Like, dude, we know. Like, dude,
come on,
dude.
Like every update we've gotten from him since like the show ended and stuff has been like shit. We're just like, like, he's bipolar. Yeah, we know.
Yeah, we knew.
He's addicted to coke. Yeah,
he has a coke addiction. Yeah.
When he said it, I was like, and what's the news? Like, what's new here?
Stephanie, you had like what Brittany had said and like what he had said and stuff. You have all that, right?
Yes. Okay, so So Jax went on to a podcast with Alex Baskin, who is one of the executive producers for Vanderpump Rules, and he basically admits to being addicted to cocaine. And he says, okay, this is what he said made him get sober. He said, I got sober because I was in the car with Brittany and Cruz, and obviously, like, he said that when he's doing the cocaine, like, everything's okay, like, he feels like he can handle it, but the next day when the hangover, like, that's when his nastiest fights come out. The cocaine
The
hangover.
come down.
Yes,
The
the come
come
down the
down.
next day. And so he said he was having one of these come downs in the car while Brittany's driving. He's in the passenger seat and Cruz is in the back, and he said that he yelled at Brittany really, really ugly in front of Cruz, and he realized that was what he said that's what made him decide he needs to go to rehab.
Look at the blood on his forehead.
Yeah.
But it was that.
It was this, and then guys, Brittany comes out and says, this is not what happened.
Brittany, tell us what really happened.
Brittany comes and says, Jax, you're still a fucking liar. You come out and make this big confession, and you're fucking lying still. That is not what made you get sober. And Alex Baskin even came out and said this. They had to have an intervention on Jax, okay? They had a intervention, and that's why he had to go to rehab. Not because he yelled at his like at Brittany with the kid in the car. No, like the executive producer Brittany and some other people had a fucking intervention on him. And that's what Brittany said. And she said, you know what? After all this, moving forward, I am not doing this podcast with Jax anymore. We were kind of still doing it separated, but this is my podcast now. I'm rebranding the whole thing.
My podcast.
Yeah, she
shit about it. This is my podcast now.
She did a photo shoot yesterday. She is rebranding this shit, and she will not have anything to do with Jax anymore. Jax is still a liar. We'll see how he's doing.
He tries to put on like this whole sympathy thing, and she comes out like, okay, he had an intervention and decided that this is now.
And he's talking to the producer, Alex. Okay, he's on Alex's podcast. Jax is telling him like, oh, this is like what happened. And Alex also goes, we did an intervention. On you. Like maybe that did happen, but we also had to do an intervention. Yes. So
amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing, Brittany. Thank you so much for that, Brittany. We should all have a round of applause for Brittany.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for giving that to us.
I didn't know they were still doing the podcast. Like
they were doing Valley recaps.
And then I think for like a while it's just been like in a lull, and then like maybe once in a while they'll like record and stuff. But Brittany says she's coming back full force every weekly. This is her podcast by herself now, so she has no reason not to record every week.
Good for her.
Good for you, Brittany.
She needs to support her and Cruz.
Yep.
Do it. So we also had a couple shows that we watched this week. The finale of Traitors happened. Tyler caught up.
Yep.
Tyler caught all the way up. He watched the finale.
All the way up.
Yeah.
All the way. So at the end of last week, we had the cliffhanger vote of did Brittany vote for Danielle? And Brittany did, in fact, vote for Danielle. And Danielle felt betrayed like you wouldn't fucking believe. Which,
like,
be for real.
Danielle was such a horrible traitor.
She is the worst.
Like, it was your fault, Danielle.
Yeah.
Like, you're asking Brittany to lay on the sword with you.
Yeah.
And Dolores gave every inclination that she was voting for Danielle.
Yep.
So anyway, so that happened, and then because Danielle was so betrayed, they pretty much put together that Brittany was the other traitor, and they get rid of Brittany, and we have a 4-way split of the faithfuls with Dylan Efron, Zac Efron's brother, Dolores from Real Housewives of New Jersey, the ever beautiful, ever funny Gabby Winley.
We love her.
Bachelorette.
Wendy.
We love her. How do you say it?
Wendy.
Okay,
yes.
So sorry.
Well, we still love her.
I thought there was an L in there. And Ivor, our Lord, He's literally a lord. He's literally a British lord. He didn't need the money. He didn't need the money at all.
Nope. Did he even need to go on the show? Who knows?
No.
No,
Just
but
did
he
it for
had a
fun.
fun time.
Yeah.
It's like 3 people who didn't do anything the whole show, and then Dylan.
Yeah.
It's like,
First off, Gabby did a little bit, but
Mhm.
nobody ever listened to her, nobody ever believed her. So they
Mhm.
just kind of ignored her, and she started to ignore herself as well.
And Dolores voted for Tom Sandoval the whole time, even when
that's so funny.
Dolores was hilarious the whole time because it's like you're not committing to the bit, like, because I know you, Dolores, like you're doing this like out of sheer hatred.
Like, God bless Bravo for putting Sandoval on this show, but not giving him like any screen time.
Oh my God, I
Like,
know.
it
His scream time
so
was everybody
good.
else making fun of him.
Yeah.
guys, can I say
With
something
him
about
with
the
the singing.
Oh my god, the singing was so funny.
And Keaton was like, you know what the worst part about this is like he looks ridiculous, like all of this stuff, but he's actually doing a pretty good job.
Yeah.
Like they're actually doing pretty well because of him, and like that sucks to say.
Yeah.
I know you guys didn't watch the reunion, but Andy Cohen said something about Tom Sandoval that really made me mad. He said, "Tom, how does it feel that everyone loves you again? Like this
Oh my
show
God.
made everyone love
We don't
you
love him
again."
again.
No.
I was like, who loves him again? Who said
Not a
that?
single one of us love him again.
No,
We were excited that he was here because we had something to make fun of.
Yeah.
Nobody liked him. You could tell that nobody likes him.
no, and then people are voting for him and stuff like that. Like every week,
Trishelle did it just because fuck you.
Yes.
Like he was just a punching bag the whole fucking time, and it was
Like
beautiful.
just because we think like we're not laughing with you actually. Like you might be laughing with us, but we are laughing at you.
God. And then was it that whole like chess game thing that they had? When
Yeah.
they're like,
Oh
who's
my
the
gosh.
biggest threat? And he's like,
And
oh,
he's
it's
like,
obviously me.
It's me.
Oh,
And they're like, okay, sure.
oh, whatever you think, Tom. I fucking hate him. I hate him. I hate him so much.
God, this show is so good though.
It was very fun.
It was so
Yeah.
good. I just fucking hate him.
I love Alan Cumming. Like
Oh my God,
I
me
feel
too.
like
I
this
know.
is just what he does like in his actual
He's
life.
a performer.
Oh,
I
I
was
just meant he
talking to
just
Keenan
invites
about
people
him.
over. And, like that's
Yeah.
his whole game.
I was talking to Keenan about him, and I was like, he's not just a host. He's giving us a whole performance.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And then you see him be a host in like little like moments, but like most of the time he's like giving us a performance, and it's beautiful.
Mhm.
Yep.
I love everything he
And
wears
his outfits.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes, his outfits. They're so funny. It's like, dude, what the fuck are you wearing?
And he's so funny. I love when he comes in to breakfast and he takes the picture off
Rest
and
in
how he like
pieces.
always he always like, throws in like says something like he always has like the funniest little poem about whoever just died. It's so cute. I love it.
Rest in pieces. All right, so they ended up winning. The finale was anticlimactic, but this season was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Once basically once Danielle picked Brittany, I was like, well, I know how this is gonna end.
Yeah.
Like, but
Can I also say one more thing about the reunion?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, in the reunion, Brittany was like, or Danielle was like saying she was still pretty upset with Brittany, and Brittany said, "Okay, Danielle, before reindeer games, I met you like for a total of 3 hours. Like, I don't know you like that. Like, I don't like you're acting like we're supposed to be these like best friends. I don't know you like that." And she's like,
Yo.
before reindeer games, we've only hung out for 3 hours, so I don't know why you're acting this way.
yeah.
Mhm.
That was such a
Way
weird
to go, Brittany.
I know.
that's such a weird dynamic between them. Like
Mhm.
they didn't like
Yeah,
each
like
other
given
coming in.
everything.
Yeah, became best friends in this house. And then like everybody already knows Danielle's the traitor and already suspected Brittany. So Danielle's just like, yeah, let's bring Brittany in. And then to say like she betrayed her and shit like that. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
It's very
Awful
weird.
game.
Yeah.
So then we had Then we had Survivor. Can we talk about this for a second? All of these people are incredibly fucking weird, right? Like, there's not a normal person in the bunch, right?
On Survivor?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
It's an odd group.
yeah.
They're super odd this season, right? Like, given, like, I don't mean, like, everybody's super fucking weird. I'm fucking weird. I don't mean it like that. But what I
Yeah.
mean is, like, I feel like this season has
Everyone's
some of the
quirky.
oddest people I have ever seen on this show all put together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's been entertaining though. Like it makes for good TV. So
I'm trying to think of just like a normal whatever person, but I'm probably not thinking of them because they're probably not standing out at the moment.
yeah, I feel like
Because
there's
they were
quite a bit of people who like haven't really had screen time.
Yeah, but everybody that we're seeing is like super fucking like out of their mind crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone's
Like
very
that one guy with the 4
quirky.
nipples, that guy's out of his fucking mind. Like you can't tell
Yeah.
me anything
He's a
different.
stunt guy
That guy's
too.
out of his fucking mind. That guy's like one step away from a neck tattoo. You know what I mean? Like
You know what? Joe's pretty normal.
he cried like a baby about that girl and said, I will die for
mean,
her. Okay. Like
Yeah.
let's talk about in the grand scheme of everybody else he's next to, sure.
Yeah.
But like normal, like he bawled like a fucking baby. And it was the
He's-
first day.
Yeah.
He
Seems
knew
like
her
a
for 20
character
minutes.
to me. Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. You got a point.
There's no one
But
that's just like
I'm sorry, like-
normal to me.
Yeah. Like there is just everybody is pretty fucking odd.
Mhm.
And they're all
Yeah.
together. Like even like you could sit here and be like, okay, Say is pretty normal, right? And then like she does certain things that's not fucking normal.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like she sometimes gives off I have an attitude problem. You know what
No,
I mean?
yeah, I cannot say is normal to me. I think she seems like a
Right.
bully to me.
Right, exactly. Like she
Yeah.
has the attitude problem that comes out sometimes. Like you
Mhm.
see it.
Yeah.
I had to look up her age. I honestly looked up her age because she looks very young. And I was like, maybe this is just her age showing. She's 30. That's not her age. This is who she is.
Mhm. She seems like she would be really mean to me, and I would let her.
Yeah. She would be really mean to me too. And I would probably just be like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I'd just be
And
like,
I'd probably mean to her
"What am I
first.
doing
I wouldn't-
wrong?"
Yeah.
I'm not a nice person.
It went from the whole like wholesome thing that we were talking about last week to actually getting pretty messy like right away.
And it's
So,
because they're all like, I mean, like, okay, here's another one. I wrote this down because I had an example of what I mean by these people are fucking weird. The one guy, Kyle, was like, oh, I've had this callus for 10 years. And they were all like, that's a fucking wart.
yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, this is what I mean by like, they're all like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, this is what I mean by they're all fucking weird. Like, it's so clearly a wart. Like, I didn't even see it, but it's so clearly a wart. Like, I had a wart on my finger. This is a funny story. It was on my middle finger. And it was like right like on my cuticle, like nail bed, basically.
Mhm.
You know what I'm talking about? Like right on
Yeah.
like the nail. You know what I'm talking about? And then they tried to freeze it off like twice and it wouldn't come off. So then they had to cut it out. And so they had to give me lidocaine to cut it out, right? And so
Mhm.
they put the needle of the lidocaine underneath of my fucking nail bed and fucking injected me with a needle. And I sat there the whole time still going, ow, 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 fuckity, ow. And that's all I did the whole time. And the 2 nurses that were there were like, wow, that was impressive. Because I mean, I didn't flinch, I didn't move, I didn't anything. And I just said that over and over again. And they were like, you don't understand. Like, you had a reason to cry. And I've seen people get like one of these things in like their back shoulder and cry. And you had a reason. So anyway, I could clearly tell that it was a wart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's just like, this is what I mean by they're all fucking weird. Kyle is like a lawyer and he's like a good looking guy and he's fucking weird.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like they're just like the group is just the oddest people I've ever seen on the show put together.
It's almost like the producers like told them just be freaks.
Yeah, like they literally like in the casting thing said like the weirdest people we can find are the ones that we need to put on, and I mean that, and I mean that. Like this would have been my season, you know.
One of my comments for the week was everyone is so mean, sad face. Like
that is a very Stephanie note.
That is a very Stephanie note.
And it's probably going to be the episode title now. So. Everyone is mean
Stephanie
with a sad face.
Stephanie note, colon, Stephanie note, colon. Everyone is like really mean.
Actually, I do like everyone on the orange team. Even though they're quirky, like everyone gets along and they're not mean. But everyone from the other teams
called them quirky.
Mean.
You felt it too. They're all fucking weird.
They're my favorite group.
I just need to point this out. I know that I'm the mean one here, okay? I'm talking to you guys directly. I know, not these two. I mean, like you, the audience. I know that I'm the mean one here, okay? But you heard that too.
But if I was going to be on any team, I would want to be on that team.
I know, like I would want to hang out with these people.
Yes.
Like if I could take I don't know if her name is Charity or Chastity or whoever she is. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, I don't know.
The one who looks normal, but is it?
Yes. She's not either.
She's not either. Her, I like want to put myself in her spot. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we could be interchangeable.
I like her.
I'm weird too. Listen, I understand I called you all weird, but I'm weird too.
Yeah.
I am too. Yeah.
I actually love the guy, this guy with the speech impediment. I think his name is Mitch, but I get everybody's names wrong, so I have to say this.
Yeah,
yes,
I forget what his name is, but
yeah. I love him. I love him so much.
Yeah.
He seems like probably the most normal one, okay?
Oh yeah. I think you're totally right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you heard
Absolutely.
So when he talks to like Jeff and when he talks in like tribal council, like he's awful. Like it's awful, right? Because he has like his speech impediment and he's nervous.
Yeah.
But when he is like just at camp talking, I'm like, you are the coolest one here. Like
Yep.
Absolutely love him.
I love that Jeff was like, how do you want us to like react to this?
Yeah.
Like, do you want us to help you or do you want to just like let you get it out and stuff? So that was really cool to see. I like that.
Yeah, I like that too, because like you want to help him, but sometimes it's not appropriate to help.
Yeah.
And this would be one of those times. So just stick with me. And it's like, yeah, that's fine. I'll stick with you.
Yeah.
You're nervous. You're nervous.
The drummer of one of my bands was like, he had a really bad stutter like that too, where it would take like a minute to get words out and stuff. So it's a hassle for sure. But I mean, like, I'm not going to interrupt you or anything like that.
In the middle of it, I want to be like, you got this. You know what I mean? Like, you want to interrupt him just to be like, you got this. You got this.
Just cheer him on.
You got this, baby. I'm here for you. You got this.
Pet him.
So then they had the blind side of Kevin, which was fun because the one guy, Justin, doesn't say a fucking word ever. And I know his name is Justin because he doesn't say a fucking word. And he's the pizza guy with the long hair. I know his name is Justin. I'm sure of it. Like, I know I get everybody's names wrong, but I'm almost positive that man's name is Justin. Okay.
I don't know his name.
Yeah.
But he never says anything. And then they're doing the vote. And he's like, why don't we just switch it to Kevin? And it's like, where the fuck did you come from?
Honestly, that would be me on this show. Is just lurking around in the background, and then as soon as like there's the chaos or whatever, I'm like, why don't we just do this?
Yeah, and that's what he did. And it was like, where the fuck did you come from?
God,
he's like, I've been here the whole time.
I was so happy they voted Kevin out. Like, That
I
dude
was
got on
so
my
excited when
fucking
I saw
nerves.
Kevin. I was like, he was getting on my nerves too, because, and like, my mom was like, oh, it was so stupid because he was like, I was like, well, they weren't winning with him anyway.
Yeah.
And they definitely like resigned themselves to losing. Like, I think that they had already said, we're the losing tribe. And so now the guys are like, we can just get rid of Mary. It's fine.
Yeah.
Mary. I want Mary.
Poor Mary.
Fighting chance.
Poor Mary. Honestly, Mary, I hope the best for you, but it's not looking good.
It's not looking good at all.
Yeah.
This is not looking good for you at all, Mary. Mary, it looks like that you're next. I think what they're going to do, because these guys are like, we're going to get to 3 and it's going to be fine. Like, they always get to 3 and then it's going to be the 3 of us and it's going to be fine. I hope what they do is that they actually like get rid of Mary and then they keep them the tribe and then the 3 of them have to eat each other. And then and then what would be even better is if they made them compete as a 2-person tribe, right? Think about it like this. Then they compete as a 2-person tribe.
I love it. Yes.
And then those 2 people have to compete together against each other to see who has to go. And it's like, yeah, you resigned
like
yourself
it.
to losing, didn't you?
Yes. I love it. Oh my gosh, I love the way your mind works.
I love the idea of them getting to a challenge and Jeff's just like, I need like half of everybody's team to go like sit down.
All right, pick the 2 players that are going to play. Everybody else on the sit-out bench.
Go take a break.
Yeah, I don't know how much hope I have for this season. The problem is that I don't really like anybody. Like, I know that I would just like called them all weird and I'm being mean, and like now I'm like, I don't like anybody. You know what I mean? Like, I understand how vicious this sounds.
Orange team.
Yeah, but I haven't really connected with anybody, and I think it's because we've only really seen the one team because they keep losing.
Yeah.
Vulva.
I do like that one girl, the basketball player. I'm almost positive her name is Star.
Yes. I wrote
But she's stupid, man.
I feel bad for Star. Everyone and then that's when I put everyone is so mean.
Yeah, everyone was so mean to her. I love her.
I love her too.
But she was like, oh, I can't figure this out by myself. And I was like, did you try to figure it out by yourself?
I know. And I was like, don't fucking tell anyone because no one's with you. Stop telling everyone.
Oh my God, I know. I'm like, Star, girl, we're all rooting for you.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I'd be Star though, because I'd be like, I can't, like, whenever I tell like 2 people, then like I look at the other part of my team and I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't tell them. I need to tell them now because they're gonna think I'm a liar.
And this is why Stephanie isn't our proxy. This is why we have never put Stephanie on a show, and it's always been between me and Tyler. This is why.
And usually I have to be the default one because you can't eat anything.
Because I have Crohn's. So. I could apply, and I'm like, I have Crohn's, and they're like, you don't pass the health screening. I was like, I don't. What do you mean?
Why not?
Because you're going to shit yourself. Well, if I don't eat, I don't shit myself.
That's good television. Come on.
It's a sob story. That's what you love.
We're gonna get y'all on something. It's not me. I can't.
Stephanie, we would never send you out there to the wolves.
I might.
She's here with a fucking blankie, guys. She is so uncomfy that she's now here with a fucking blankie.
I do have a blankie with me.
She's all curled up. She's talking about how mean everybody is.
And she now has a blankie as like her security. She has like literally wrapped up around her neck and like her hands. Oh, she's rocking now. There you go. Show your mental illness.
Call it my smallpox blanket.
Why?
God, she put the blanket away. She's embarrassed.
I mean, I always use the blanket. Like, I always use a blanket. Like, I like carry a blanket around the house with me because my house is always cold. But when I'm sick, I wrap myself around it and then I sweat. I'm like, I'm getting the smallpox out, and then I go give it to Nick.
Give it to Nick. Poor Nick. Nick, can you deal with this? This contaminated rag? Can you?
I tried to share it with him, but he's like, I don't want that smallpox.
I wouldn't either. I'd be like, don't fucking share that with me.
Why
you don't want to share it with me? No, I fucking don't. It has your fucking germs on it.
Why is the only non-white person on the show doing the colonizer shit? You're literally doing what Columbus did.
Oh my God, Stephanie. You would be a conqueror.
Stephanie an accidental conqueror.
She's like, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it.
I didn't mean it to. If we're allowed to bring one thing to Survivor and bring him up like I'm taking everyone out.
One of her 3 items on the desert island is, in fact, that blanket.
Just getting rid of your whole team.
I'm winning.
She has the blanket like wrapped around her head going to tribal councils. Like a fucking
Instead of the buff, I'm just wearing my blanket.
Like this like hood cape that you've now like created. Like, it's like Stephanie's alter ego comes out and it's like Kermit, like the Kermit meme, but it's her in the blanket.
Now, here's the real question. How would she handle voting? Would she go up there
Oh my
and
God,
cry as she's writing everybody's name?
Oh my God, she would cry.
Or is she going to write her own name down each time? That way she doesn't have to pick anybody.
You can't write your own name. If she could, she would, but you can't.
She just writes Jeff's name. It's Jeff Probst.
Who wrote Jeff? He like pulls it out. Who wrote Jeff? Who is Jeff? You voted for me.
All right, one vote me.
Literally, I would come down the stairs, okay, like after I'm done crying, writing one of your names, okay, pretend it's Tyler and Laura. Between Tyler and Laura, I have to write down. I go down and I'm crying, and I come down the stairs, and I have to look down at the floor like this. I look down at the floor, and then I barely make eye contact with, let's say I voted for Tyler, so I come in and eye contact with Tyler. No.
It's one of those situations where it's like a unanimous vote, and the person who is getting voted out knows it's them, and you're just there still crying about it.
You're the only person. The person who's getting voted out isn't even crying, but you are.
Taking every opportunity to lose your vote.
All right, let's get out of this making fun of Stephanie. Okay, we're hurting her feelings with her blankie. Look at her, she's putting herself in it again. Okay.
Sorry, Stephanie, we love you.
Poor Stephanie.
Wrap myself in my blanket.
Yeah, that's right. You cocoon yourself, baby. Okay, so the premiere of The Amazing Race happened.
Oh shit, it did?
Oh, yeah, I didn't watch it. Forgot about it.
Okay. I'm really one to do my homework.
I have no idea.
I'm really one who showed up prepared to class.
I was about to ask, what is Amazing Race coming?
And that's because I'm the one that told y'all for it came on.
Yep. Tyler last week, when I didn't know that Survivor was premiering, he said, yeah, and The Amazing Race is next week. So why didn't I say anything? Oh, because someone said it. Okay?
No, I didn't retain that information.
The Amazing Race happens. Listen, I'm going to be really mean for a second, but everybody knows that this is true. There were these 2 old women in purple, and the moment you saw them, everybody said, they're going home.
Oh.
I mean, and the whole time they never stood a chance. They had to climb this thing, this like a bamboo like thing with like poles in it or whatever. I don't really know.
Like a juggle gym?
But they had to climb up it.
Okay.
And I don't know how long they were up there because they edited it and they didn't show us how long they were truly up there. It looked very quick, but you could tell it wasn't because when they get down, all the little people that like are doing the challenge had huge genuine smiles on their face. So excited that they finally did it. So I don't know how long it took her because of the edit, but it definitely took her a long time. And you could tell because everybody was so excited for her. So they like, there was like, it wasn't a detour, but it was a detour. I actually wrote it down. So there was this thing and it was called, what is it? The Fork in the Road. And it's basically, you get to like this fork in the road and 7 people go this way and 7 people go this way. And you can't change, but it's basically a detour where 7 people split off. And then whoever is the bottom of each of those detours basically goes home. So 2 people went home. So it was the old ladies that everybody knew was going to go home. Listen, they had a great time. They said we didn't expect much of us and we had a great time. And they finished it out and they looked like that they had a great time together. Okay, they were very nice ladies.
They got a nice little trip.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing is that they didn't show the other people who went home. Like it was like these 2 guys that were firefighters. They didn't show them like most of the time. So we had all had bets on like me and Keenan had like bets, and my parents, we all had bets on like other people that were going to go home. And then all of a sudden we all see them come on the street and we were like, oh, okay, they're going home too. That's for sure. Like,
So it was double elimination?
Yeah, because it was like the fork in the road was the detour where like you take this side of the detour and you take this side of the detour, and then 7 and 7, and then who's ever the bottom goes home.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Where did it start? What country? Or is it the US?
Well, they went to the US and then they went somewhere.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'll come back. I'm watching it this week. So I'll come back and I'll remember.
The people were of Asian descent, so that'll narrow it down for you.
Okay.
I don't know where, but they are Asian descent. That is the nicest way I can say where the fuck I know. I don't know.
I can't believe.
Usually you guys watch it and you tell me where we were. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't looking because you guys usually tell me where we were.
Hey, you know what?
I never know.
That's our bad.
So now you guys are putting me on the spot and I'm like, my mouth starts getting dry. And I'm like,
Okay, so
how do I say all of this in the nicest way possible this is all I know.
They went from the US to Hong Kong.
Okay.
And
Hong Kong. Yeah, it was Hong Kong. Yeah.
Don't act like you knew. You can't act like you knew.
I was like, yeah, it was Hong Kong. Yes.
So it looks like they're going to go from United States to Hong Kong, Hong Kong to Japan, Japan to Indonesia, and then I don't know the rest.
Okay.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really take to anybody. There was these 2 they're like acrobats. They're like a gay couple, I think, and they're like acrobats in Vegas. So one of the it was either you had to sing some song thing or do some dance. And these 2 acrobats go to do this dance. And when I tell you that they made that shit look like the easiest thing in the fucking world, everybody was struggling and everybody was like, whatever. They come out done in one thing. I was like, are you kidding me? And then there's this I know their names, Pops and Jeff. I know their names. Okay. They're probably my favorite and they're probably going to stay my favorite. And I hope that like Pops is like I hope that they're like our Anne Marie and Steve. You know what I mean? Like I hope that we get to keep them for a long time. But they're Jeff and Pops.
Love that.
I love it.
And they have to go do the song because they got there to the detour late. So they had to go do the song instead of the dance, and the song's always harder. And so they go to do the song and they end up doing it in the first time. But before they go out there, I I should mention that they're like African Americans. And so before they go out there, they're like, okay, no bouncing. No bouncing. Like they're not allowed to bounce. Because they're like, that's how they keep rhythm, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're doing like this delicate dance. So they're not allowed to do that. And how they said it, you could tell that like their instructor said it to them at some point, like you can't bounce. It was
That's
so
awesome.
funny. And they went out there and they did it the first try, and Pops did a great job, man. I had no hope for Pops, but Pops pulled it out and I was real proud of him. But
Good. Love that.
Jeff and Pops are hilarious because Pops understands that he's old and Jeff, his son, understands that he's old. And not in the same way that like Anne Marie like was willing to kill Steve.
More like what? I don't know the guy's name, but he had the
where
the
he was
deaf
very
dad.
yeah.
He's just like, yeah, take your time.
Exactly. Yeah. So it doesn't seem like we're gonna have a murder like that one time.
Shame.
She was willing to kill her dad.
Oh yeah.
She really was.
She was
No, she
trying
wanted
to.
to. Yeah.
She was like, I will kill my dad to win. I really will. Oh goodness.
That's incredible. I'm excited
Yeah.
to see this episode now.
Yeah.
So does
I
it seem
really
more
like Jeff and
promising
Pops.
than the last season?
What?
Does it seem more promising than the last season?
I gotta be honest, I don't remember the last season, so I'm gonna go with yes.
I didn't like it.
Because I at least remember the names Pops and Jeff.
Oh my god, Nick scared me to see him back there. Sorry. Startled.
Yeah, and then there's this one, like, I think that I don't know, they wear orange. I think they're married nurses.
Oh.
And they wear orange. They seem okay. They seem okay. But I didn't really get to know anybody all that much this episode.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the first episode's always just like a frantic mess anyways, where you don't really...
And that's how it felt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like you get like their little intro thing, but that's not enough. Like
I will say that the 90 minutes did go quickly.
Okay. That's good to hear.
Yeah. Because I don't like these 90-minute episodes. I just got to say it again out loud.
Yeah.
I do not like these 90-minute episodes.
We say it every season. And we will keep saying it.
Yeah.
Now this this season should be formatted. Excuse me, my bad.
Get your shit together.
I know, I'm sorry. I got some phlegm. I don't know what's going on. But this season is formatted to the 90-minute episodes. Or it was like filmed in like with the 90-minute episodes.
Yeah, because we realized that one season didn't have the 90 minutes in mind, and you can tell. Yeah.
Mm-hmm, that last season.
Yeah, but I will say that this episode didn't feel like 90 minutes, so you could tell. Like it like the 90 minutes went by.
Fast.
Good.
Faster than Survivor.
That's good.
Survivor felt like it was dragging there for a minute.
To me,
it took like 45 minutes to get to the fucking challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And there was only like I was like, this is so long for just one challenge episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even like that long of a challenge either. Like that went by pretty fast too. So
I just want to say I would have been really, really good at this challenge to do the underwater thing because I can hold my breath for a long time. I always win at the holding breath contest in the pool. So,
nice.
I'm just saying.
I hate opening my eyes underwater, so I can't do that.
Oh, I love it. I love when my eyes burn.
You fucking freak. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let's talk about it. Your eyes burn. Okay, so you're opening them in chlorine?
I sure am.
Sure am. Okay. Do you open them in the ocean?
No.
Okay.
Oh,
I
actually,
I literally, like, if you're going to open your eyes somewhere, do it in the ocean.
It burns
Actually,
so much.
I wouldn't near Texas because
Yeah, no.
never mind on that. But I have
No.
clean water here in New Jersey.
No, we got the Gulf of. I can't even say it. I can't.
Yeah.
Don't. Gulf of America.
You mean beaches normally aren't covered in tar? That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I
Yeah,
remember.
so I wouldn't open my eyes in Texas. Like I would worry about an E. coli thing.
Yeah.
No. I remember when I was younger and I lived in Corpus, I would go to the pool or to the beach, and my bathing suits would get ruined because of the fucking tar.
Oh my
Which is
god.
there.
I
Yeah,
would be so pissed.
I know. Ruined quite a few.
Greatest state in the nation. Yep.
If you can't tell, we're all a little upset at the state of affairs that have been happening as of recently.
Yeah.
We're all gonna have boil water notices eventually, because now we can put raw sewage into
Oh, we're not going to have
the
water.
raw sewage.
We're not going to have water at all here, like halfway through next year. So I'm excited for that.
Oh yeah, your reservoir is all fucked. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you live in Texas, your reservoir is like fucked.
Yeah, it's great. Love it here.
Like you guys are like literally gonna run out of water, and you don't know what you're gonna do because your neighbors are like fuck you, and like the people that would help you are like up here, and like you guys voted red, and so we're like go fucking die.
Me and Tyler did not vote red.
Yeah, no.
Well, it's unfortunate that you live in that state.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Just like all those people in Michigan, Minnesota, and New York that didn't vote for him, but now have to spend a 25% surcharge on their electricity because they have imposed Canada has imposed a 25% tariff on electricity coming into the United States to said 3 states, or it might be a 4th one, but I don't remember. Maybe Wisconsin, I'm not sure. But basically, you're going to have an uptick, and it's because they said, if you want to start a trade war, okay. And they did it.
They sure did. They sure did.
Okay, so I have a surprise for y'all.
Mexico.
Just to get off of that, be a little bit happier, I guess.
I said a jingle. I had a jingle.
Yeah. I heard. So I've started the laboring task of watching all of the Real Housewives shows.
Amazing.
Yeah,
I love it.
I'm through the first 4 episodes of Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills, yes.
Beverly Hills.
Yes.
Did you get to the limo scene yet?
Limo scene. I don't know.
First season's a short season, so I don't know how many. But they get into, but it's with Kim and Kyle, and they're in a limo, and she goes, "Well, you're an alcoholic."
Yes.
Okay, no, I haven't.
And she's like, "You stole my house.
You stole my house. Well, you're an alcoholic."
No, I'm
You're
not
almost there.
Yeah,
And then
it's a short season.
Amsterdam.
So good.
What's it?
Beast. Beast.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Oh, you want to talk about husbands?
Not talk about husbands.
The only takeaways I have so far is Lisa was so much prettier when this started.
It
Like,
was.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah, I know.
all that plastic surgery did not do well for her.
Her face is flat now.
Mhm.
Yeah. It always surprises me that Kelsey Grammer isn't British. Like, I guess I'm just used to him
Same.
on Frasier. Like every time I hear him talk,
Wow,
I'm like,
you're
no.
all the way there with Camille. Have you guys Faye Resnick?
Camille.
Has she shown up at the dinner party yet?
The morally corrupt Faye Resnick.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
you have to look forward to. Camille has
Allison
the dinner
the
party,
psychic?
and the morally corrupt Faye Resnick shows up. Do you know who Faye Resnick is?
No.
She wrote the book about Nicole Brown Simpson. She was Nicole's best friend along with Kris Jenner, and she wrote the book about her.
The whole
Oh,
thing.
okay.
Mhm.
They've definitely mentioned her then.
Yes. She's
Yeah.
best friends with Kyle.
Okay.
Kyle and her
gotcha.
are best friends.
Mhm.
And the last note I have is tell me why I can't tell the difference between Kyle's daughter Farrah and Sheena.
Wow.
They look exactly the same to me.
That hit.
Yeah, you know what? The older
That's her
both of them
oldest,
get,
right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And the older both of them get, Sheena and Farrah, the more they look alike because they're getting the same plastic surgery.
Oh, love
That's
that.
very true.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. Like I said, I'm only like 4 episodes in, but
That's
It's-
just such a good season,
It's
I-
or
so
such a good franchise.
I
I
watch
think-
Beverly Hills. Like that's the one that
Mhm.
like I watch.
Yeah.
I haven't been watching this season very much. I really need to catch
Me
up.
either.
Mhm.
I do too.
It's a little boring, honestly.
Well, I'm a lot farther behind than y'all are.
Dorit is on a different level this season. Have you seen them? The clips?
Yes. Mhm.
Oh my god, I haven't gotten there yet, but Dorit is on a whole new level this
Mhm.
season. You haven't met Dorit, but Dorit is one of a kind. And she
I can't
did she
stand
say?
Dorit. I want to be totally honest. I think she's so fucking annoying.
Oh, I know, but this season she really ate these people alive.
Mhm. Mhm.
She's like going through divorce, so she's having like she's on a spiral. And so
Yeah.
she called somebody a fucking cunt.
Mhm.
Oh,
And she was like, wow, I can't believe you called me a cunt. And her response was, I called you a fucking cunt. It was something like that, but it was something like that where it was
I think
like,
I've seen
oh,
that
and then
clip.
there was, and then Sutton starts like with like a condescending tone. She starts going like, and she goes, okay, we don't need to get condescending here. And she goes, I'm a very nice person. I'm not being condescending. And then Dorit goes, oh, really? And starts like talking to her in the voice.
God, that's amazing.
I love it. I really need to catch up on this season.
I did see that. Oh, really? Like, just like, because if somebody talked to me like that, I'd feel some type of way too. So she's like, "That's just how I talk. That's just how I talk." And she goes, "Oh, really?" And everybody at the table started laughing. I'm not gonna lie. Like you could see people turning away, trying not to like.
I would have just straight up laughed, like not even trying
Oh,
to
it was
hide
hilarious.
it.
I'm like, Dorit, you're on a new level.
But yeah,
Yeah,
so I'll be updating y'all throughout
Yes.
the episodes about that. So
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited too. I've been doing the same thing, Tyler, but I am on Real Housewives of New Jersey right now. I'm on season 7 of Real Housewives of New Jersey. So I've so far watched Beverly Hills. I've watched Salt Lake City. I've watched Miami. I've watched which, and now I'm on New Jersey, and I have watched New York, but I'm going to start that one all over again.
I love New York.
Mhm. I love New York too.
So I've seen all of them.
I stopped watching New York when Luann was with Tom.
Right. So it gets way better again. So Luann has been married 3 times.
Yes.
Luann's a riot.
You're
the
gonna
only ones
love Luann.
I haven't seen Salt Lake City.
Salt Lake City, I don't think the first season's good. Second season is good. And then the third and fourth seasons, oh my god, this last season was like some of the best reality TV I've ever seen.
I
in my
did
life.
watch the season with Jen getting
shot.
arrested.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
I did
getting
watch that
arrested
one.
so good.
I was just about to ask if that was Salt Lake City. So
Mhm.
Yeah. That's about as far as I watched into Salt Lake City, and then I left. But I've watched all of them. I've watched Atlanta. I've watched Orange County. Orange County, actually, Tyler, had Jim Edmonds' wife, the ex-wife, Megan,
Mhm.
the young one.
Okay.
She also
like really
didn't
young
she
wife.
also marry Joe Biden's nephew for like a day, and then they got an annulment. They
I
had
have
like
no idea.
they had a whole ass wedding, and like Joe Biden was there, and then they got an annulment a week later.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
Yeah,
Love that.
Mhm.
That's Megan for you.
Yep.
But yeah, when she was on the show, she was married to Jim Edmonds.
Mhm.
For those of you who don't know, Jim Edmonds was a St. Louis Cardinal who was doing broadcasts up until this season because the Cardinals are a fucking joke of an organization at this point.
Yeah.
Says girl in St. Louis Cardinal hat.
Yeah, not looking well for you.
No. I would like you want to know how you know it's not going well for us if you don't know anything about baseball, right? This is how you can know. About 2 years ago, we signed a superstar catcher, right? We needed the catcher. We signed a superstar, right? We got a huge contract, biggest contract we've ever given. Huge deal, right? Well, 2 years later, he is now our starting first baseman. That's where we're at.
Embarrassment.
It's embarrassing. Stephanie, did that make sense to you?
You're muted.
You're mute.
Still
you're
can't hear
mute.
you.
Sports?
There we go.
Sports? And
Go
that's a perfect way to
Padres.
end that. All right, so I think that's it for us this week, isn't it?
Yep.
Let us know how you guys like the format.
Yes.
Seriously,
Please
talk to us.
Leave
Say something.
comments.
Please talk to me.
Please respond.
Please.
Are you there? Help.
There we go. I couldn't hear you guys for a second.
Yeah, so as always, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and Blue Sky at Hot Garbage Pod. We also put all of our episodes up on YouTube at Hot Garbage Pod as well. Check us out there. You can see my Buffy backgrounds and Stephanie's ever-changing backgrounds. Dylan Efron's there, and Dylan Efron is like super hot. And then you have me with the creepiest gentleman you've seen in your life.
He is so like, oh my gosh. I don't
No,
know how
Dylan Efron
this-
is super hot.
I don't know how this one's not the famous one.
Like he's super hot. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's
Real
crazy.
good looking dude.
Very
Yeah.
good looking.
Like good genetics in that family. Let's talk about
Mhm.
that. So guys, give us a follow, give us a listen. Follow us, talk to us,
Yell at us.
anything. Like us. I don't give a
Don't
shit.
yell.
Just fucking like me. Like
Don't yell at
fucking
Stephanie.
talk to me, motherfuckers.
Can you just like us and follow us, please?
We changed our format. We're making moves. We're making things different. We're helping, you know? Let
you
us
like
know.
this better. You like this better.
That was I'm gonna guess Stephanie's manipulation tactic.
I'm tired.
It sounded like a demon, but
I get the point of like getting delirious.
all right, guys. So thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much for joining us. And as always, stay trashy.